Hey everybody, Scout DM Cop 37 with another DH&T. This one for the last day of July 2020. I was going to talk about something that wasn't D&D related. Then I thought there's plenty of channels that discuss that sort of thing. And the only comment I have is no shirt, no shoes, no mask, no service. Everything else that you want to say about it, unless you've got a doctor's note that you produce which says you don't have to wear a mask, you're not in a protected class like race, religion, etc. And I would like honestly to see doctor's notes that say that. That way I can say I've seen it. And I would like to see a religious person say it's against my religion for me to wear a mask. I don't know how much of that we're going to find out where I live, because I don't live in a very cosmopolitan place. So, okay, so there you go. Now, on to the game. The game last night, I thought, of course, fun. Apparently the gamers thought so as well, because as we were signing off, had a couple say it was fun, and it's like, that's all we wanted.
Proceed about 2 miles.
Characters are currently going through the grave maze, and it's a big maze to try to get to the zombie lord. There's a reason why there's a maze. The players have encountered something similar to this before, so it has a reason for being there. Some of the encounters in the maze are based upon what I think would be there and what would be left over and what would be changed or evolved since the last time they were there. So it's been fun for me to play high evolutionary and just shoot forward thousands of years and be like, well, that'd be neat if that happened and that happened. So last night, though, the thing that was fun that I want to kind of drill down on was one of the encounters. I mean, there's a lot going on in this game right now. You got Count Strahd, one of the most iconic D&D NPC or villain or monster or big bad guy, whatever you want to classify him as, that's ever been. If you're a D&D player, even the newer ones, they've heard of Count Strahd. So getting to play him has been fun. Now I've had to tweak his circumstances to fit into the current story, but I guess none of the other players have ever played Ravenloft before, so that's been seamless, I think. I haven't heard anyone say that doesn't make sense, or why did he do that, or whatever. So awesome. So either that's apathy on the players, or the players have bought in. Either one. Take your pick. Okay. So you got that going on. Then you have me being able to use my creativity, and as I've taken to saying lately during games, imagination, and do a time shift on where they were before, move it forward thousands of years, and have them experience that. So that's been really fun, because I have all these clues and backstory and things to just drop in that they can be familiar with or take a little time, and then it kind of clicks in what might have been. Now, some players obviously are more in tune with the story than others, and they'll see these similaries pretty much right away, or when it comes up and it's fully explained, they're like, oh yeah, I see why. And then others, they never make the connection, And that's fine too, because in real life, there's people that can make the connection easy, and then other people just don't ever get it. So the encounter.
Next left.
And once again, these are spoilers. I can't say exactly what these are. But I can tell you that in the past,
proceed about 3 miles.
The group has encountered underbugs. Okay. Now, I don't think it would be giving anything away to say that the common name, or the name that D&D has given these creatures, is Umberhulks. So they have encountered them. So these creatures that came, or that arrived to interact with the characters in the grave maze, they're not underbugs, but they're underbug-like. They're insectoid. To make it easy for those of you that are experienced, they look like they had like giant grasshopper DNA in them. Now the figures I bought to represent, or that were called this particular creature, they look different than, say, what I have in the monster manual for 2nd edition. But that's okay, because I just said, well, they look like that. And I read the description of the monster manual, and it said they had antenna. These figures didn't have antenna. But, I mean, I would find it hard to believe that that particular point would make the encounter less enjoyable. I mean, everything else was the same as far as their abilities. Now, since they're in a maze and they're walking through giant stone walls that form up corridors for them to traverse, I decided that it would be neat to have these bugs crawl down from the top instead of burrow up from underneath. That was about the only thing I changed on them. And the surprise chances were the same, because they were coming from up, and they have like hundreds of feet to climb down. So versus burrowing up from underneath. And their special abilities were the same. They could spit acid, as one of the players said, the wacky tobacco that you'd see on a little grasshopper in its mouth. And they had mandibles that they could bite, and that was a lot of fun. So the fight itself was fun, but what's fun is when the players can, I guess, I like it when the players win, but they use some teamwork, and that was in the fight. There was a little bit of teamwork. It's always nice to see the higher level characters displaying their true powers. I'm kind of wavering back and forth on allowing clerics to just cast whatever spell they want. It's been a house rule of mine for a long time that they could, because I thought it would make them a little different than a mage. But it's annoying when they use the same spell over and over and over, when they wouldn't normally take the same spell over and over and over. So I'm of two minds of that. One is it makes the class a little different.
In half of a mile,
and that's
straight onto
it's always good to have
east.
Differences. Something that could, everything the same as sucks. Let's just put it that way. So, but the whole repetitive spell use thing. It's like, so I've over the past years, I've kind of been like, if they start repeating the same spell over and over, then their god is like, you have all these spells to use, and you keep using the
Straight
same
ahead
ones.
onto
So if you're going to do that,
east.
then you're not really spreading the glory of all the gifts that I give you. So why should I give you these gifts at all?
Proceed about 3
And
miles
so I
on
use role-playing reasons
east.
to force a mechanical rule change. And I've never had a player say, well, because you've role-played out a rule change, it's made the game less fun. And if I have had a player say that, old Cobb, back when I was in my 20s and 30s, would have felt pretty bad about it. But when I say old Cobb, I mean young. But old me now is just like, well, I guess it sucks to be you. But anyway, so it is one more thing for me to keep track of. But if something annoys you, whatever it is in your life, you have two choices. You can put up with it, or you can do something about it. So I prefer to use a role-playing solution because it feels less heavy-handed while achieving the same results. It's kind of like if somebody has some soda, and you would like a drink of soda, and you say, may I please have a drink of soda, versus give me a drink of soda. Somebody says please to me, I'm 9 times out of 10 going to be like, of course, and hand them do it because they said please, and I believe that means something. And if they say give me the goddamn soda, it's like, no, because you're a dick. And I don't do things with idiots. So that was cool. Enjoyed it. I enjoyed being able to really, during the combat, use my descriptive voice to attempt to paint a picture in their mind of the demise of whatever creature dies or character. Oh, did I just say that? And then I have been in contact with someone. I'm hoping to have them cameo in a session. And stay tuned for that, because that could be fun. I will tell you that I will give them all of the freedom to interact with the characters however they want. I'm not going to railroad them
the rampway
into trying to get along with certain characters or be on a certain... Now, I have to give him a little bit of a backstory and a reason why he would join up with them. There are some very obvious reasons, but I'm going to try to come up with 2 distinct reasons. That way there's some more chance and things that can surprise me in the game, and that's really great when players surprise the dungeon master. So other than that, session well done. Hopefully somebody out there watches it and enjoys it. The COVID thing is ramping up again here in the country right now. So one of the players couldn't make it because he said he was exposed to somebody that had it. So online is great for not being exposed. So we'll just play that by ear, just like everyone else in the world. Hopefully everything works out great for next Thursday. So any comments, put them below. If you like the video, click the like button.
2 miles.
If you really liked it, click the subscribe button. If you like listening to some random dude's D&D game thoughts, then this is the channel for you. Also, the game is played live, Facebook Live on Thursdays, and then I take the recording put it up on YouTube the following day. Actually, right after the game, I upload it to YouTube, and it takes a while to process, so that's why it's the next day. Also, last night, just for trivia, it was like there was an internet outage throughout the area. So the online stream is broken up into two parts on Facebook because the internet went down. But luckily, I have uninterruptible power supplies hooked up to my computer and to the cameras and whatever else electronics. I actually have one. I bought one for the modem and the router too, but obviously that didn't help if the internet was down and not the electricity. So the YouTube version will have me attempting to reset and get the game back up live for Facebook. That the Facebook streams won't have Facebook stream, one, and then it stops, and then another one starts whenever the internet comes back, and I figure out how to restart it. So that'll, if you're watching it on YouTube and you're like, what's this fucker doing? That I don't know how often that happens, that the actual internet drops versus the electricity causing the modem and the router to reset, which shouldn't happen anymore as far as the router and the modem, because I bought that UPS for it. So anyway, all's good. The new mic I bought, Daryl and Dan were able to hear apparently just fine, so everything's great. That's all. Dungeon Master Cobb out. Roll them 20s.